I guess not.
Okay, I'm gonna join another computer.
Can you turn this light off? Good morning. Don't mind the pimples on my face. Oh, good morning. Sorry, I'm like 2 minutes late coming to my own live. Sorry about that. My hair, and don't mind my soaking wet hair. If you guys saw the poll that I did on what look I should do, it was between a holiday makeup look or holiday party makeup look. Hi, Adrian. Wednesday Addams makeup look, like from the new movie, and the cold girl makeup trend, or the I'm cold makeup trend. So this one won, but it didn't win by like a landslide. So maybe I'll do the Wednesday Addams ones like makeup look next week, just to, because I feel like it was like a close tie. But my point of saying that was I actually am cold because my hair is wet and it's raining outside. I'm in California and it's pretty chilly outside, and it's pretty chilly where I like in my studio. So I actually am cold. I'm gonna start to just fill in my eyebrows a little more and just kind of fine tune them while more people are jumping on. Hi, Jenny from Chicago. Thanks for joining. So let me just get these brows situated while I wait for some more people to join. I'm sure it is super burr in New York City. Oh my God. New York City in the winter is freezing. I remember the first time I went to New York, I was 24. I think I was 24. Yeah, I was young. And I had never been to New York, obviously, and I went in February, and I was not prepared for how below zero it was. I was freezing. I think I wore like 2 leather jackets because I was so cold, and I didn't have like a proper winter coat because I grew up in LA, you know, like my whole life. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna be fine. I won't be that cold. I was freezing my ass off. I couldn't feel my face. Toronto here, it's always cold girl makeup. Yeah, right? Yeah, so you naturally just do the trend every day, I'm sure. So has everyone heard of the cold girl makeup trend? Because it kind of took me a minute to, I feel like I'm a little late to hearing about it, to be honest. But after watching what feels like 300 videos on Instagram of the cold girl makeup trend, I've summed it up to being a very easy look. Oh, hi from El Salvador. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I have family members from El Salvador. But yeah, so I've summed it up to being a pretty easy look. So today's gonna be a pretty easy look. It's very like digestible, like very easy to understand, like not super technical at all, like really quick, really easy, and really pretty. So it'll be fun. I'm just gonna get these brows finished. I'm gonna stop talking for a second while I finish these brows, because Lord knows I can't do my eyebrows and talk at the same time. Like it's just like an impossibility. Your brow color is pretty. What is it? So I'm actually using, this is from Make. It's their brow or blade line brow pencil. And the shade I'm using is soft black. It's actually a really good color for me. I like it a lot. So now that my brows are pretty much on the path of looking better, I'm gonna start to, thank you. I'm gonna start to clean up my underneath my brows, just right here. You guys know I have like old microblading. I'm gonna have to go and get it lasered off again before I can microblade my brows. It's a long process, and I'm just, it's not a fun process at all. So I'm just going to take this Makeup by Mario, it's like an eyeshadow priming palette. I'm gonna take these concealer colors right here, and just with a flat BK Beauty brush, I'm just gonna clean up under my brows. You know what, I might need a better, more heavy duty concealer for this part. So what's everyone up to this Sunday? It's the first Sunday in December, right? Yeah, it's the first Sunday in December. It's like officially the holidays. Are you guys, are you Christmas shopping? Are you celebrating Hanukkah? What are you guys doing? So I feel like I have a really good mix of people from all over the world, so I'm just curious what you guys are up to on this first Sunday in December. I actually bought an advent calendar that I'm really excited to open up. I'm like 4 days late now opening it up. It's like one of those chocolate calendars. My mom would always buy us, my sister and I, those like from Trader Joe's when we were kids. They were like $2 at Trader Joe's, and it was like my favorite thing to do when in December. It's like open that dang advent calendar and get that little tiny piece of chocolate. Okay. That brow's looking better. Just hanging in my PJs, lucky. Well, nice, Adrian, your Christmas shopping. I need to do some online shopping so bad. In fact, I'm gonna do that right after this live, to be honest. But speaking of PJs, I 100% have like my Nike sweatpants on or my Adidas sweatpants on, like underneath or below this top. You guys just can't see it. Oh, thank you. So you've been here. So Lindsay's been hearing the name of this trend, but you don't know what it means. Okay, so I'll get into it. I promise you. Once you see it, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, okay, duh. This makes total sense. And like I said, it's super easy. So what I'm gonna do is just now, I'm gonna take a bigger fluffy brush from, it's another BK Beauty brush, and just dip into both these cream eyeshadow base colors. They're basically like concealers from Makeup by Mario. And I'm gonna just start to cancel out all the pigmentation on my eyelid, like this redness right here. Because for this makeup look, it's really like a soft, very bright eye, like with almost like a frosty white eyeshadow on the eyelid. Like it's very, very subtle, very light. I'm gonna do my own spin on it because I just want it to be really pretty still and flattering, and I don't like my eyes to just be like that bare. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a spin on it, but it's still gonna be the trend, just a little bit different. But just canceling out that pigmentation so my eyes are nice and bright and there's no visible redness that you can see on my eyelids. Oh, that makes me so happy. I'm so happy you're learning from me. That's amazing. And thank you for always hanging out with me too. I feel like you're like so loyal. I always see your face and it makes me so happy. So thank you. So now I'm gonna set with the same palette from Makeup by Mario. It's like the Master Eye Prep and Set in medium. And with a fluffy brush, I'm gonna take the powder that's in the palette and just set these cream bases I just popped on my eyelid. Anyways, Rose, I'm off center. I'm sorry. It's gonna drive me crazy. Okay, that's much better. Sorry about that. Just setting that base. There we go. A little bit better. Let me move my cart of makeup out of the way. So just setting that. Oh, and also, side note, guys, I forgot to do my skincare this morning. So I was in a little bit of a hurry. So I'm gonna do my skincare during my live, which I never do. I always have my skincare like completely on. My skin's always like prepped and ready to go. But so let's do some quick skincare. And I'm gonna start by just spritzing my face and just like dampening it with the Caudalie Beauty Elixir because my skin is feeling so dry. I didn't put anything on it, like no toners, no nothing. I just like got out of the shower, got dressed, cleaned some brushes, and then here we are. So I'm just gonna rehydrate my skin. Whew. Oh, that was cold. And now that my skin's wet, I'm gonna go right in with one of my favorite serums right now. I've been using this a lot, like really, really consistently. It's the Shiseido Ultimune Power Infusing Concentrate. I'm not sure what exactly it does, but all I know is my skin feels really like fresh and firmed and hydrated after I use it. So I'm gonna give my skin and my neck like a really generous amount of this stuff and just rub it all in. It's another freezing product on my face. It's so cold. I think someone asked me just a second ago, like what I put in my hair. I missed that question. I'm so sorry. I don't have anything in my hair though, if that was your question. Oh, thank you. My hair is just soaking wet under here. So just rubbing this all over. This feels so good on my skin. My God. I'm gonna pop a little bit more on the top of my hand. Is anyone else's hands incredibly dry right now? Like chapped dry? Cold girl skincare too. Yeah, literally, this is making me freezing. Okay, so my serum is done. And I'm gonna lock it in with a thicker cream. I've been really liking this. I switch it up a lot, but my skin's feeling really dry right now and just like kind of chapped with this weather. So I'm gonna use the Peach and Lily Peptide Pro Firming Moisturizer. This is like a, it's supposed to lift and target wrinkles, but it's got peptides in it. So basically it just means it's going to be like very, very moisturizing. My hands are super chapped. Oh my God. Sandpaper. Yeah, seriously, right? So are my feet. Jeez. So I'm just putting this on top of that serum to lock it in. Is it better for dry skin not to use powder, just use setting spray? Setting spray is not going to do the same thing as powder. Powder is really what's going to lock your makeup in. Setting sprays, they're just not going to do the same thing as powders. It's hard to explain without going into like too much detail, but setting sprays are more of like, to me, I use them more for like that final step to kind of settle makeup, right? So there are some that obviously have ingredients that prolong your makeup. They're usually alcohol based. So actually in reality, if you have dry skin, some setting sprays might not be your best friend. This one, for example, this is not a setting spray, but this is like more of a hydrating, like balancing spray. So something like that would be great for your dry skin, but not like, let's say, Urban Decay All Nighter. That might irritate your skin. Or it just might not feel great if you have really dry skin. But if you do have dry skin, look for powders that say like Hydra in them or Hydro or something like that. There's plenty of powders on the market that are formulated and work incredibly nice on dry skin. So I wouldn't be afraid of them. Okay, that's on. I'll give it a couple seconds, but I don't want to wait too long because I want you guys to be bored before I go on with my SPF. This is the Zitsticka Mega Shade Sunscreen Serum. This has SPF 50 in it. And you know what? At first, I really didn't like this SPF. It made me feel incredibly greasy. And I tried it during the summer when I first got this. And I think I didn't like it for that reason. I was like, oh my God, like this is like so greasy. And it's summertime. I already feel like really like sweaty and stuff. So now that it's winter or going into winter, this feels really nice. So I guess it's like dependent on the season. Okay, my skin feels, yeah. It's dry enough to put my sunscreen on. So bear with me, this takes a while to rub in. Have you guys switched up your skincare routine going into the more cold months? I have. Like I said, by using that peptide cream from Peach and Lily, that's like more of a nighttime cream for me typically. But during the day in the winter and like the cold months, it's been really nice. Okay, I missed a question. What was your question? Sorry about that. I've been using the Patrick Ta Major Glow Dewy Milk Mist. I love it to prep skin. Oh, really? I haven't used that. Maybe I should try that. So Much Glow Play Balm. What is that? Do I need it? Okay, sunscreen on my neck. I'm not that concerned about getting every inch of my body right now because, to be honest, I'm probably not going to leave my house much today until nighttime. I actually have to go to a makeup event tonight. How did your husband and you meet? We met on set. We met on a big photo shoot for a hair brand called Joico. Let's see. Okay, let's let this dry down for a second before I put on my foundation. I am gonna do my foundation first because this eye makeup, or this eye makeup look is so natural and just soft that I don't worry about like fallout happening with my makeup. So I'm gonna put my foundation on and then do my eye makeup and then do my concealer and kind of all that. Let's let this dry down a little more. Can't wait to cover up these lovely pimples on my face. This one I've had for like literally 2 months now. It feels like it's just never gonna go away. It is what it is. Thank you. Okay, for foundation, I'm gonna use the Armani Luminous Silk in 6.5. This is another one of those products that I love in winter, especially, and fall, because it just feels very comfortable on your skin. It doesn't feel heavy, it definitely doesn't feel dry, that's for sure. And it just gives you like a really healthy, beautiful glow to your skin. So when it's like the winter months and your skin's more dry naturally because of the weather, this is just a really nice, it's just a really nice formula for those months, like those more dry months. So applying this with, it's gonna look really dark at first. Don't worry. Don't panic. It's all about the blend. But I'm applying this with the Makeup by Ariel brush. It comes in that brush set, that big brush set. It's like $100. I actually love this brush for like powder and for liquid. It's really nice. Super soft and just really blends it in nice. Best concealer for mature skin. Look for ones that are more on the moisturizing side. I love my NARS Radiant Creamy. I think that is like an incredible formula, especially for mature skin or dry skin. It looks beautiful on, and it doesn't feel heavy. Okay, so just applying this. What is the best brush set? I love, oh, that is a brush set. Yeah, this is the best brush set. It's one of the best brush sets, absolutely. I agree. And you definitely get like it's a good bang for your buck, I feel like. I know it's $100 sounds like it's a lot, but you actually get a lot in this set. But the problem is it's always sold out. So I try not to use it too often because I feel like people get frustrated because it is always sold out. Or maybe it's back in stock by now. I don't know. I haven't looked in like the last month or so. Okay, foundation is looking good. So as I was saying a little bit earlier, I have to go to Sunday night, okay? And I never go out on a Sunday night. I usually have to wake up at an ungodly hour for work on Monday. But I'm gonna go to a makeup event / birthday party for the brand Jouer, like the makeup brand Jouer. If you guys have heard of them, let me know. I use a lot of their stuff. Like I love their concealers actually, like for a really full coverage concealer, they have great stuff. I love their cream blushes. I use a lot of their stuff. But anyway, it starts at 8 o'clock. And when I got the invite, I was like, oh, 8 o'clock on a Sunday sounds really late. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna like power through and, you know, not be a baby about it and go, because it's, you know, I like to support brands that I like using. So I want to just go and show support. So I'll live, basically. I will live leaving my house, my cozy house, on a Sunday night for once. All right, let's start these eyes. I'm gonna do a quick wash of this liquid eyeshadow. This is from Armani. It's the, I don't remember exactly what they call these. They're like just like a liquid eyeshadow, basically. And I'm using the shade 8, but I wish they put the actual name of the shade on this and not the box only, because it's on the box and now I have to look up what shade number 8 is. If you know, please let me know. But going to I'm using number 8. I'm going to pop this all over my eyelid. It's really pretty. So it's kind of like a cool tone, shimmery liquid shadow. These are so easy to put on. It's like insane. And now I'm just going to blend it, lightly blend it using a BK Beauty brush. Okay. But it kind of has like a color shift too. From like pink and like has a little bit of purple in it. And don't worry, the cricket that lives in my garage knows that I'm filming right now. And so, you know, he got the memo. So now he's going to start like chirping. I don't know if you guys can hear him. I call him a him. I don't know. He's like a massive cricket that lives in our garage and we cannot get him out. He like hibernates in our garage in the winter. He always like sneaks back in. We try to like kick him out and he makes his way back in. And funny story, when my husband and I were filming my YouTube channel, like I said, we film it. Our garage is converted into a studio. Like this is like our white cyc wall. It's like a It's hard to explain what a cyc wall is, but anyway, it's a studio wall that we've like installed in this garage. And every time, I'm no joke, every time we go to film audio, you know, for our YouTube channel, that cricket gets the memo and he's like, oh wait, hold on you guys, I gotta go start chirping. And it's just like this big thing. So of course he like, you know, starts chirping as soon as I go live. It's like Murphy's Law, you know? Okay, so just popping this all over. Do you use concealer mainly to brighten? What product would you recommend? Would you recommend to contrast and highlight the center of the face? Oh, you know what? So if it's a thin formula concealer, like this one, for example, that I'm going to use, this is a Huda Beauty Faux Filter. This is like it's a full coverage concealer, but it feels thin. Like the texture of it is not thick and heavy. And since this is a lighter shade than obviously the rest of my face and my body, I'm able to use that also as a highlighter in the center of my face as well. So I hope that answers your question. Yes, highlighters or concealers can double as highlighters as well. That's a great way to use them as multitasking products and not just under your eyes. Okay, that is done. So again, that was number 8. I just have to go look up the exact color, like the shade of that product. But now that that is dry, I'm going to add a little bit of contour to my crease. And for that, I'm going to use a powder bronzer. This is from Girlactik. It's the shade Casablanca. It's just a nice, basic, straightforward, matte bronzer. So using a Refer 01 brush, just like a small blending brush, I'm going to dip into that bronzer and just use this as my eyeshadow. So just right in the crease, I'm going to pop it just for a little more depth, just so my eyes aren't like flat, you know. I want to add like some dimension to this cold girl makeup look. Some people are doing this with the trend, some people aren't. It's just kind of like, you know, you do your own version of it. 8 is flannel, I believe. Okay, thank you. That actually sounds familiar. I feel like it was called flannel. The color that I'm using is Vanilla Swirl from Huda Beauty, because that's like a light one for me. So just blending this in the crease, just right above that cream eyeshadow, or that liquid eyeshadow. Just to like open up my eyes, make them look bigger. What's my favorite makeup product at the moment? Probably the Ethereal Eyes palette from Makeup by Mario. I can't stop using it. It's so good. Yeah, that's probably my favorite one. That and like the cream blushes that I'm about to use right now. I'll show you guys in a second when we get to that point, but they're probably like one of my favorite products, again, at the moment. Okay, so for some extra shimmer on the eyelid, because like I said, this look is very like, has like a frosty, you know, frosty eyelid kind of look. So what I want to use for that is my Dior, what is this called again? Backstage palette. It's like the Glow palette. This is like the original 4 shade, like quad palette of highlighting colors. So I'm going to use this lightest one right here, and just with my fingertip, I'm taking a really good amount, and you can see it's like really frosty. I do have some pores. I do. They're here. They're around this area. But thank you. So I'm just going to pop this with my fingertip on the center of my eyelid. Get that frosty. I feel like this is very 2000s, this eye makeup look, you know? Like Christina Aguilera style, frosty 1999, 2000 kind of eye makeup look. That's what this reminds me of. Let me know if you feel the same way. So just packing this on my actual eyelid. Getting that frosty vibe. And I'm gonna go back to my brush and just quickly blend the crease one more time. Not adding any more product. Okay, that's cute. Before I finish my eyes, I'm gonna start to do my concealer. And I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer in Vanilla Swirl. And just pack this on my under eyes. Do all the usual places I like to do. So right under my eyes. And I am going to show you how I highlight with it. So going straight down the bridge of my nose. Oh, thank you. On top of my chin. I'm going to highlight this area that's got like a lot of shadow. I always talk about how I like to like bring it back forward, right? So it's like kind of sunken in looking because it's got those shadows, right? So if you highlight areas of your face like this that have like more of a darker appearance because of just, you know, how do I say that? Like just where they are in your face. These are a little more pushed back and like hollow. So to bring them back forward, I'm going to just highlight around it. And then same thing for my forehead. I want to just highlight the very top, the very center of like in between my brows, basically, like this little area I like to highlight. Okay. Now, before I fully blend it, I'm going to give it a mini blend. And for that, I'm going to use a BK Beauty 108 brush and just kind of tap in that concealer, like just lightly, really, really lightly. And now I'm going to leave it, okay? So I'm going to leave it at this level of blend. I'm going to let it dry down a little bit more so I can maintain that coverage and I don't blend it off, which I don't want to do. And then in the meantime, I'm going to do some light bronzing and light contouring. This makeup look is not contoured like much at all, like if at all, but there is like a slight bit of like, you know, warmth to the skin, like a slight, even though it's a cool girl makeup look, there's still a slight bit of warmth that I think you should add because it's flattering. Do you blend the, yeah, I do a little bit. Yeah. I'm just doing a baby blend before I do like my final, like fine tuning blend. So right now you're just seeing me like kind of lightly tap it in just so it doesn't dry down in a really weird area. And then I'm going to go back in a second after I do my warmth and finish the blend. And for warmth, I'm going to use the Makeup by Mario bronzing stick in medium. Let's see. Let's use, I think I'm going to use a 107 from BK Beauty. It's the Makeup by Mario bronzing stick in medium. So just a little bit, just really far back, just for little hints of subtle contour and subtle warmth. Best everyday eyeshadow palette for pale skin. Ooh, everyday eyeshadow palette. See, that's a tough one because I have to think of one that has like some shimmers in it, some mattes, you know, like a really well-rounded palette, right? Are you going to wear your hair up? I'd like to, I do a sleek, oh, for tonight. That's a good question. Well, my hair is clean, which means I usually wear it down if it's clean. So I'm probably gonna wear it down, like kind of slick it behind my ears, wear some like really fun, like jazzy earrings. And the theme tonight for that makeup event is like a disco event or disco themed. So it's like, you know, glitter and sequins is what they kind of want you to wear. And I have a really, really freaking awesome all sequin jumpsuit, like a one-piece jumpsuit, which I'll show you guys later tonight when I'm about to get ready. I'll make sure I put on my Instagram stories. It's from the brand Dress the Population. They have like incredible like going out wear and like sequin stuff and like really fun clothes. So I'm probably gonna wear that tonight, but I'll make sure I post on my stories so you can see what I'm talking about. It's really fun, like something I would never wear normally unless it was like a disco themed kind of party. It's like perfect for that. So I'm just really, really lightly contouring the side of my nose just for some shape. And then bringing it into this inner part right below my brow. Now I'm gonna take the same brush. This is also a BK Beauty brush. It's a A501 brush. Dip back into that bronzer. Oh, you like my outfit for the wedding? Thank you. I have to grab a tissue, hold on. That outfit was so much fun and so comfortable. It was like, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, I went to a wedding on Friday and for one of our friends or two of our friends that were getting married, and I wore like a black tight pencil skirt, like a midi length pencil skirt nice length, you know, not too short at all. It was actually pretty long. And then I wore like a black sequin crop top, but it wasn't like crop top, like, you know, inappropriate. It was like this much of my midriff was showing. So it was like, you know, it was still appropriate. I think it was anyway. I'll post that too, just for fun, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about in case you missed it. But I also wore like some really fun sequin heels, like green sequin heels. And you guys, these shoes were so comfortable. They were like a platform and they were insanely comfortable. Where do you shop for most of your clothes? Kind of all over, but mainly Zara, Aritzia. And I'm just kind of like a scavenger hunter. Like I'll go anywhere and find something, you know? So I'm using this bronzer, in case I didn't explain it, just to lightly shade my lips. Yeah, I love Aritzia, but my God, it's so expensive, honestly. And I don't think the quality is that great. Like, let's just be real. And it's a fortune. It's definitely a ripoff. So I'm doing this bronzer above my Cupid's bow, like right here. And then lightly blending it out. This is instantly going to give my lips a fuller appearance. Yeah, right? Before I even go in with my lip liner and my lip products later, I love to do this to just kind of like enhance my lips and like kind of bring them forward. Just by shading below them, it gives them the illusion that they're bigger, so they have more of a shadow underneath. I've explained it a lot, so I'm not going to go into detail for this live because I don't want to, just in case you know what I'm talking about and you've been there for me explaining it many times, I don't want to bore you with the details of that, but I love the way it makes my lips look. Okay, before I do the rest of my makeup, I need to tackle this pimple that just won't leave me alone. I'm gonna grab my tried and true MAC concealing palette that I've had for probably way too long at this point. It's on its last leg. I'm like digging into this last bit of colors on the top. I'm just gonna cover this guy up. And this guy's pretty covered, so we're good. Just gonna tap on a little excess. But other places, just to answer your question, like other places that I like to shop are, I shop at Nasty Gal a lot. I'll do, what else do I do? Where else do I shop? I guess that's pretty much it, really. Zara, Aritzia, Nasty Gal. Where else do I shop? I'm drawing a blank, but those are like the three probably main places that I shop, honestly. Sometimes ASOS or ASOS, whatever, however you pronounce it, but yeah, mainly those three places. Okay, so my concealer has had ample time to completely dry down. So I'm gonna take a damp beauty sponge. This is from Amazon, and just tap in the excess. Can you hear it? He's so loud. I mean, the cricket is like, he wants to be heard. Between him and the rain, I don't know if you guys can hear the rain. I feel like the rain is pretty loud right now, but maybe I'm wrong. Is it raining where you guys are at? I know it's freezing, but is it raining? So just blending in that concealer. Now that it's dried down. Okay, so that is done. Now, before I go in with my cream blushes, which is going to be actually pretty much the main part of this makeup tutorial, it's like the hero of this cold girl makeup trend is just blush. Lots and lots of blush. And before I get to that hero, you know, part of this tutorial, I'm going to just give my under eyes a very light set. Like, I'm not going to fully set it, but I'm going to just do like a little mini set before this has time to crease. And for that, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder. It's got a long name. In the shade Fair, this is like the #1 shade. It's like the lightest shade. So I'm going to take this powder, and just with a small Real Techniques brush, I love this brush for like powdering under my eyes. Oh, that's right, Dina, you're in Sherman Oaks. Yeah, you're close by. I'm just gonna take this right up underneath my bottom lash line. Maybe I will do my hair back. It's not a bad idea. Well, we'll see tonight. Depends. If I'm having a good hair day when I blow up my hair, maybe I'll keep it down. But if I'm not having a good hair day, maybe I'll just slick it back. But honestly, I slick my hair back every day when I go to work because I just don't want it in my face. I don't want it like hanging over makeup. I don't want it around. I want it like out of my face. Like I don't want like it near me or getting in my way. So it's funny because I always wear my hair back. I'm gonna just press this onto my chin too. Because I always wear my hair back when I'm at work. Now when I am off, if I can't wear my hair back, or I typically don't because I start to associate it with being at work. It's a funny thing. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm like a mental case for thinking this, but if I'm off, I don't want to associate anything like about when I'm off about being at work. It's just a weird thing. Like I associate having my hair down with like going to dinner with my husband or like, you know, having a day off or, you know, anything but work. So let me know if you think I'm crazy for feeling that way. So I do want to add a little extra stuff to my eyes, and I'm going to do a little bit of liquid liner. This is the Fenty Beauty one. It's the Fly Liner. It's like a liquid eyeliner, and it's in the shade In Big Truffle. It's like a medium brown liquid eyeliner. I just want to, you know, add more pizzazz to my eyes before I move on to my cheeks. So I'm going to start to just create a wing. Watching from San Francisco. It must be cold in San Fran right now. I feel like San Francisco is always cold. I haven't been there in years. Hair up equals work. Yes, you get me. Okay, so you don't think I'm crazy. So I just want to do a little baby wing. So I'm going to stop talking for a second so I don't mess this up. So we're not here all day trying to fix this. I'll answer that question in 2 seconds. Okay. Just something to like flatter my eyes and bring them out a little bit more. Not too intense because I want to just be like a really like frosty white eyeshadow look, just like the trend is. But you know, I want to add my spin on it. So this would definitely like be my spin. To answer that question really quick before I start this eye, if you have watery eyes, there's a couple things you could do. Okay, so one of the things you could do is, and one of my besties taught me this years ago at MAC when we worked together. You would put a little bit of lip conditioner, like or even like Vaseline at the outer corner, like that little corner of your eye, which is typically where your eyes water the most, I would assume. That's where I most commonly see it. And you do this because it calms down irritation and it's very soothing. And when you do that, when you calm the irritation and you soothe your eyes, it tends to stop the watering. If that doesn't work and it's just based on like allergies, which, you know, it's like 50% like irritation, like eye irritation from like products or who knows what else. And then the other half of people that get watery eyes is usually from like severe allergies, like just like seasonal allergies. So if it's an allergy thing and you have like a runny nose in combination with it, or you sneeze, or, you know, your eyes feel itchy and like red and watery, then you might want to consider doing some Benadryl or taking some Benadryl, because that's going to help to alleviate that. I can't talk. I got to get this eyeliner on. I hope that helps. Let me know if you tried taking like allergy medication, like Benadryl, or what's the other one? There's like one more. Can't think of the name of it. So has anyone tried this trend? Oh, thank you, Andrea. Appreciate you. Because this is my first time trying this trend, just FYI. Not yet, but it looks pretty. And it's Sudafed. Thank you. That's what it is. Sudafed. And Zyrtec, that's the other one too. Okay. Eyeliner's done. Let's get to some mascara. And let's do, for that, let's do the, should we curl my lashes? Let me grab my lash curler. Let's do a quick lash curl. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that wing. It was very intense. I couldn't breathe. So I'm just gonna curl my lashes really quick. Once I find a comfortable spot for my lashes, like in terms of like having them in this, you know, metal contraption, I'll hold it down for 10 seconds. Well, I won't do it for 10 seconds just because it's gonna take too long, but I'll hold it down and then be done. And also, you guys, if you are used to watching my lives on Instagram, you know, if you're used to watching those, you know that I don't typically save them. I actually don't ever save them on my Instagram. But the good thing about going live on YouTube is I do save them. So for those who are like, you know, always want me to save them on Instagram, it's kind of better, I feel like, doing them on YouTube because I do save them, and, you know, you can definitely go back and rewatch it. And I don't know, I just feel like the quality of the upload is better too on YouTube, to be quite honest. Okay, so now I'm just doing the Exa 1018 Lash Amplifying Mascara. Do you ever flip the curler? The lash curler, so flip it? What do you, oh, like, yeah, sometimes. I think I know what you're talking about, but yes, sometimes I do. Just depends. I'm not really going all out with this eyelash curl. I just want to give myself a little something. Okay, so now for those that are like following along at home, like if you're following along with this tutorial and you're trying this on yourself, like right now is the moment to grab your brightest, like most hot pink or red blush. I'll wait for you to grab that while I finish this mascara. Because now comes like I said, the hero part of this whole makeup trend and makeup look. And that's the blush. Like the blush is it's what gives you the vibe and the look. So, oh, dang it. I'll get that later. Get your hot pink blush or red blush. I'm actually gonna do 2 different kinds of blushes or 2 different shades. I'm gonna do a hot pink or like a bubblegum pink. You'll see which one I'm gonna use. And a bright red. Cool, those are done. So for blush, I'm gonna use Kiss from Persona Cosmetics and Bubble. If you know me, you know I love this one. It's like a bubblegum pink from Persona Cosmetics, and oh my god, it's like the prettiest blush. And then Kiss is equally beautiful, and Kiss is really what's gonna give you like that like flushed look. And so let me explain the trend really quick one more time in case you missed it, or in case you're just like, what the heck is cold girl makeup. So cold girl makeup is literally you want to make yourself look like you are cold and like flushed with like, you know, the wind and the elements, and like, you know, when you're outside and it's like freezing, like so cold where you can see like smoke coming out of your mouth, what looks like smoke coming out of your mouth. It's like that kind of cold weather, right? Where like your nose gets really red and like almost like chapped looking, but not in a bad way, just like really red. And your cheeks get super, super red. And it's usually just clear across this area, right? So the blush placement is going to be key with this. Plum blush, that should be good. Try with the plum. It's probably going to be beautiful with plum blush. I'm just going to try with these 2 because I know these are going to like fit the trend perfectly. And also you could use a red lipstick. So if you want to be adventurous and you don't have like a red blush or like a hot pink blush, if you have like a nice formula red lipstick that you like, that's not too like balmy and sheer, I would try that. So just pop that red lipstick on the top of your hand, grab a blush, dip into it, and then ... apply it like that. So that's your way of cheating if you don't have a red or a hot pink blush. Let me just get my blush brush. I'm going to use, for this look, I think I'm going to use a combination of this Real Techniques 206 brush and then a bigger brush. So I want to start with, let's start with Bubble. I'm going to start with Bubble and just get my brush into it. At Night Color Blush from Hourglass. That should be good. I feel like that would work. I think I know which one you're talking about. So I'm going to work in like dabbing motions. And I'm going to keep it on the top of my cheek. How many clients do I see in a week? It's not so much clients, it's like full-on shoots that I'll be at. So it's like, I go to a location, I do multiple models, or I'll do like one client for an all-day shoot. That's typically like, that's majority of my work. Oh my God, Brittany, you're on this. I didn't even see you pop on. If you missed it, I'm doing the cold girl or the I'm cold makeup trend. So normally you guys, I'll do my blush and I'll kind of like sculpt my cheeks with it and I'll bring it pretty like far up and high up. But that's not the look for this. That's not it, So instead I'm going to keep it like on the bulk of what you see and like when you're facing forward, right? So when you're looking in the mirror, forget about this, right? Like you don't really care about this. This is not for the trend. Keep it all like in the center of your face, like looking straight ahead. And the reason why I didn't over powder my eyes initially, like, I typically do, right? Is because this blush look, you kind of want to bring it pretty far up under your eye. So I'm going like pretty much right underneath my eye, very softly. Oh my God, thanks, Brittany. My brows she knows my brows are a struggle. I appreciate that. Oh, hi from Ohio. Oh, you must be really cold. This trend's perfect for you. You're probably cold as soon as you leave your house. Is powder blush okay? Totally. Yeah. Make do with whatever you have. Don't feel like you need to like go out and get a new blush for this trend. So I'm slowly building up the intensity of that Bubble shade. And now I'm going to dip into it again. And instead of bringing it like all across the bridge of my nose, which is normally where I would put blush when I do put blush on my nose, which is pretty often. Like I love the way that looks. I think it's so fresh and so pretty. But instead, for the trend, when you're really cold outside, where does your nose get red? It gets red right here, like Rudolph, right? Like on the tip. So that's exactly where I'm gonna put this blush for that cold, I'm cold look. Ugh, because I am cold. I have a space heater below me that's like hitting my legs, which is so nice. This wet hair is not helping me. Okay, so just adding this to the tip of my nose. And now I'm going to cocktail it. I'm going to add for like just more intensity and more brightness. I'm going to add that Kiss one. Same brush. Good evening from Sweden. Oh my gosh. Hello. Thanks for joining. Let me know if you try this cold, I'm cold trend. Okay, so just layering that right on top. And you can see too, like, it looks like it's going to be intense, right? It looks like it's a bright red because it is. But when you apply it with a brush and you blend it on, it doesn't go on this opaque. So it's going to go on a lot more sheer. I know it's going to look like a lot of blush right now, but don't worry. And now adding it to the tip of my nose and just a little bit on the bridge so it doesn't look so unblended. Oh, my husband likes this. I'm a little on the fence about this, to be quite honest, but I really wanted to like go for this trend, and I don't, I'm not like the biggest, oh great, I got spam on my account. I'm not the biggest like trendy makeup person. Like I just like to do timeless makeup that I think is flattering and stuff. So you don't typically see me jump on trends, but I thought this one looked like fun. So let me know if you guys are glad that I did this one. Oh, thanks, Mallory. Jeez, you're quick. Like, wow. I love you for that. Thank you. There's so much spam on Instagram, you guys. Like, there's so many scammers. Sorry, not on Instagram, on YouTube. Make sure you're always like aware of that. I just want to point out too really quick, like if you follow me on, or if you watch my channel, and if I ever comment on my YouTube, like in the comments, and I say that you want a prize and to DM me, just know that it's not me, it's a scammer, and I'm so sorry about it. So Just always be aware of that. Always, you know, always like question it, right? If it seems too good to be true, or it doesn't seem like it sounds like me, it's not me. So if you're ever in doubt, send me a message on Instagram. I try to check my DMs as often as I possibly can, but just be really careful, because there's something about this time of year too, like the scammers are just outrageous. They're just on a good one, like trying to get people. So anyway, side note, be careful. If I told you you want a prize from me, it's not me. So just be really, really careful and don't give out any of your personal information. Okay, so now to finish setting my face before I like finish this makeup look, I am, oh, Mallory, you're the best. Thank you so much. I'm gonna just set my under eyes one more time. This is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm gonna just dump some into a tissue. And grab one of my favorite things on earth, a little powder puff. I'm gonna now just bake my under eyes just a little bit. Or not even bake, just really set them. Just right here. And what that's gonna do too, it's gonna soften, like you see this right here? It's gonna instantly soften this area and kind of like blend the two worlds together, so there's no like, it's not so like harsh, right? It's gonna soften the way that blush looks in that spot. I'm gonna take a little more on my forehead. You guys, this live went by in like 2 seconds. I don't know if it's just me that feels that way, but I feel like this live, like I just started, I just sat down. I feel like it's already like 50 minutes in and we're running out of time. And it's crazy. It went by super fast. But I'll make sure that I save this live, of course, and I'll make sure that I include all the products that I use for this look. So if you missed any of it, you know, don't worry, I'll have a full list for you. In case you, you know, missed any of the names and stuff. So I'm gonna powder my lips just a little bit. So pretty, Miss Whip blush. Don't worry, Victoria, I'm gonna post it all, I promise you, so don't worry. It'll be there, I swear. Now, before I finish up this look, I need more highlight. So I'm gonna go back to that Dior highlighter and I'm gonna mix these two shades, the pink one and that frosty light one, just these two. And highlight right here. Get like a glowy, cold girl look. Oh, good, you agree? I think the quality is so much better on YouTube. I'm so happy you agree. The only thing that trips me up, honestly, you guys, is just having to have my, because I do this on my phone, right? So I have to have it like horizontal. Why do I always mess this up? Horizontal, right? Not vertical. Horizontal, not vertical like it is on Instagram. That's the only thing like I'm not used to, because I don't know where to look. I feel like I don't know the right like eye, like where am I looking with my eyes? I'm getting used to it, but that was my only hiccup. So now I'm gonna take my fingertip and I'm gonna dip back into that really frosty light color. And I'm gonna highlight right there, just to really bring out that, you know, Rudolph type red nose that we've created with this trend. And then I'm gonna hit the very top of the bridge of my nose. And then I'm also gonna grab a smaller brush and dip into that same light color and just get my tear duct right here. And now we're gonna move on to the lips. But before I do, hi Vivian! Oh my God, I didn't see you join. I'm glad you like the quality more. I'm glad you guys agree. Thank you for confirming what I was already thinking. I'm gonna go back to my bronzer really quick and just take a small pencil brush from BK Beauty, and I'm just gonna add a little bit more depth on my bottom lash line, just a little bit. You know I like to do this. It just makes my eyes look bigger. It's subtle, but it makes my eyes look bigger. So I'm not going too far in because I don't want to get in the way of that pretty highlighter we just popped in the tear duct. But just gonna add, you know, that extra like something. It's like that finishing touch for your eyes. Will you do a makeup collab or even release your own brand in the future? yes and yes. But that's about all the details I really can go into right now. But yes, I'm working on a lot of things. A lot of things that I'm really proud of for you guys, and I know that you're like. So stay tuned for that. Just getting myself a little more powder right here. And before I do my lip, I want to add one more coat of mascara. Just one more like little spiky coat of mascara. Could you add the brushes you're using? Yes, I'll try to, the problem with like me is as soon as I'm done with the brushes, I kind of just like put them away and then I kind of forget what I've used. So I'm really sorry about that. But yes, I'll try to list all of the products. Yeah, you guys, I go hard for BK Beauty. I use a lot of their brushes. A lot of the ones I use today are majority from BK Beauty. For lips, I'm gonna line with like one of the oldest lip liners I have, but I love this color so much. It's from the brand BenNye. BenNye is like a professional. It's based in like special effects type makeup, so it's like really like pro kind of makeup. Just grab any natural nude type liner, like Oak from MAC would be a great one, or Strip Down. I'm just gonna do a little more contouring on my lips right here. I'm gonna fill in my Cupid's bow because you know I love to do that. Just gonna round the top, just like that, and then just here. Okay. Can you see the shadow that created? And now, for the finishing touches, I'm gonna go back to both of those blushes. Okay, open them back up. I'm gonna use my fingertips. These are mine. They're not no one else touches these but me, so I can like, go for it with my fingertips and stuff. I'm gonna take that Kiss color, and the look of this is like, it's not like a full-on lipstick look. It's more of like, you're focusing the color, which should be the same color as your blush, because it should like be like almost like monochromatic. Yeah, oh my god, I love Candy Johnson. Don't even get me started about Candy Johnson. We'll be here for like till midnight. So yes, she used to love that brand, or she still does love this brand. BenNye. Anyway, I'm gonna take my fingertip and I'm gonna dab this just in the center of my lip. Okay, so sorry, I'm not trying to flip you off. Just gonna go like that. Get that like frostbitten lip. Look, sounds so bad. I'm sorry. I didn't make up this trend. I'm just going along with it. You know what you should try doing? If you struggle with your lip liners feathering, well, two things, okay? Get a long wearing formula, get something that's like, says it's like 24-hour wear, which probably doesn't say 24-hour wear, but 12-hour wear, whatever, something like that. And also try powdering your lips before you put your lip liner on. It's a game changer, I promise you. So now I'm going in with Bubble, same thing, same technique, does not require any skill. Dabbing it on top. Just kind of cocktailing the two. I used a couple. I'll make sure I tag all of them. You guys, I can't believe it. Oh, hold on. Sorry. 2 seconds. This always happens. This is how I know my live is too long. I run out of battery on my light. Bear with me while I finish this up. Let there be light. Okay. Now, I want to add a little bit of like a balmy look. So I'm going to add the Givenchy. It's like a tinted lip balm. It's like this really pretty pink color. I'm going to go over the center. Just kind of melt those two together a little bit. And this is the I'm Cold makeup trend. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on your Sunday. I'm sure you're all really busy and have a million things to do, just like me, but as always, it's so nice to like sit down and talk to you guys and connect and, just be like real and be in real time and be present and answer your guys' questions. So this was so much fun. I'm always so grateful to see you all join my lives. You guys are you're all the best. And thanks for joining me on YouTube this time and not my Instagram. And also thanks for the feedback on the quality. I think the quality is better on YouTube. So if you guys don't mind me kind of sticking to YouTube, or at least like switching from week to week from like Instagram to YouTube, let me know. I am able, well, I just like to save them on YouTube because it just gets, I don't know. I just feel like it's a better format to save these videos. So if you're okay with that, let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. I'm going to post a whole breakdown of all the products I used for this look. So if you missed it, don't worry. It'll all be there. And go to my Instagram later and you can see the jumpsuit that I'm going to wear tonight to the makeup event, just so you can see what the heck I'm talking about. It's really fun. I think it's kind of fun to share like fun things like other than makeup on my Instagram. So find me there on Instagram. I'm at Makeup by Nikki LaRose. And what else? I guess I'll see you guys next week. I'll probably be back next week. So let me know what trend you want me to do next week, if any, or what look you want me to do. And yeah, this was so much fun. Okay, love you guys. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye.